And it falls for him. He's now 4 of 7 from the field. All right, well, a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Celtics.
Guys, it's been great hustle defense throughout 2 quarters of play, contesting everything and racking up the block shots as well.
4-2.
Davis hits.
Boy, AD's showing you how strong and willing to work he is, because that was a difficult bucket there.
Horford.
Marcus.
And Horford powers it home.
Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
The kick out to White. Back to Horford. 6 on the shot clock. And it's blocked by Davis.
Not only does Davis have great skill, but he is tremendously agile. He can get shots from just about anywhere on the court.
James, left side. Second chance shot. And he sinks the layup.
Good things come to those who hustle. He creates the second chance opportunity.
Smart with the ball. Shoots over Augustine. Stolen by Davis. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Here's Horford. Lets a floater go. Now here's Smart. Rebound, Anthony Davis. Here's James. And in 7 attempts, he's drained 3.
Impressive. Their ball movement has been excellent tonight.
And here's Smart. Well, no scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Davis on the double team. And it's going to be a 3-second call. The Lakers making a switch here.
Your Lakers.
And so it's the Lakers with it. They trail by 1. Here's James. An easy 2 on the layup.
4-2.
James has got 8.
This run has been fueled by their matador defense.
Pass to Horford. Ooh, Howard with a block.
Excellent timing by Howard. He knows exactly when to jump to deny shot attempt.
Bradley misses.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide open look in space there.
Looking to end the drought. Here's Smart. Back to White. To the paint. Here's Horford. It's not going to go for him. And Los Angeles the other way now. Augustine with it. Guarded now by Smart. It's Anthony on the take. And down it goes. 2 points. Now it's a 3-point Los Angeles lead.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. And you talk to anyone about White, Grant, they'll tell you he's best when he's being assertive.
I totally agree. I mean, White can be caught standing around when he's not involved. You want him initiating and pick and roll, and he makes pretty good decisions. Now, he may never be a star, but he's going to give you solid minutes.
And Westbrook draws the double. And the basket by Monk.
And what's working here, each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Williams on the wing. Williams on the wing. Pass to Pritchard. Back to Williams. Just 5 on the clock. Play clock. The Celtics got to hurry here.
Robert
Williams' shot is good.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
James, left side. Here's Westbrook. And the Lakers tack on 2 more.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now here's Williams. And Dwight Howard picks up the foul.
Dwight Howard.
That's foul number 2 for him.
I think he has to play more conservative from this point on. I mean, that's 2 fouls already.
Here's Tatum, trailing by 4. Outside, Williams. Back to Tatum. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Yeah, a communication breakdown. 2 guys thinking in opposite directions. The pass winds up in the stands.
Left side, Davis. Rebound, Boston. 1:41 left in the first quarter here. Pass to White. From about 16. Rebound collected by Anthony Davis. .11 left in the opening quarter. Outside Monk. Pass to Gabriel. Inside. Here's Davis. And he banks in the layup.
4-2.
Davis has got 8.
Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Here's Pritchard. Now quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Fader on the way. And the shot goes.
Tatum.
You know, with how good Tatum is driving it, I think it's a smart play by Jason to take that shot because the defense is giving him room to do so.
Russell Westbrook with a
And Westbrook slams it home.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. White on the wing. Back to Pritchard. Here's Williams.
Robert
And Williams punches it home.
Oh, nothing soft about that.
Was not going to be denied. Just took the dunk that was right in front of him.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
for the Celtics. Grant
And he makes a
Williams.
first. So 1 for 2 that time at the strike. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for the Lakers. 8 points in the quarter. Good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for Los Angeles.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
Releases. Tatum can't hit. Here's Davis. That's good. And so Westbrook with the assist. Davis has got 10 points in the game.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Back to Tatum. Pass to Pritchard. Connects from downtown.
Pritchard.
Pritchard's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here he goes.
Gabriel.
And he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
Sharing the basketball is a part of the game that Monk needs to continue to add to complement his shooting.
Hayden Pritchard.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Celtics.
BA, the Boston Celtics last year had the team's worst win percentage in the last 6 seasons. The front office admitted, as constituted, they were not a championship caliber team. Now, for this proud franchise, accustomed to competing deep into the playoffs, the question becomes, how do they get back on top?
Yeah, that's a big one. Good stuff there, Allie. Thanks. Smart outside. Back to Horford. Kicks it out to Smart. And the Celtics another three.
Backing up that last three with another three. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
Here's Davis.
Anthony
And
Davis.
Davis slams it home.
Russell Westbrook.
Yep, Westbrook seems to have a sixth sense for those kinds of openings. Knows exactly where the gap is and finds his teammate perfect.
Horford pulls it in. Boston trailing. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Outside Monk. Tatum with a steal. Outside Williams. White for three. He drains out one after 2 misses. Now 1 for 3.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
Davis. That shot, no good. And Boston going the other way now. Outside White. Ooh, stolen by Westbrook. Here's Davis. And the basket is good. Davis has got 16 points.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't gonna get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
Now White. 5 points in the game. Clock at 6. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Lakers.
Celtics substitution. Jaylen Brown.
The Lakers in the lead. Pass to Gabriel. Westbrook right side. Outside Monk. Takes it inside. Out to Anthony. Shot clock at 5. No good on the triple. Outside Brown. And here's Tatum. Back to Brown. Right side Tatum. Over Anthony. Boston again missing. So it's the Lakers now. They lead by 4.
Boy, talk about an advanced playmaker. Westbrook can make passes that other players just can't.
With the assist.
Here's White. Pass to Tatum. Over Monk. Here's Williams. Kicks it out to Smart. And Marcus Smart picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Substitution for
Well, his
Lakers.
turnovers certainly aren't making it any easier for them.
LeBron James.
Westbrook with it.
Celtics foul. Grant Williams. Coming into the floor for your Lakers. Avery Bradley.
To the inside. Here's Howard. Williams grabs the board. When you're casual with the ball, it can come back to bite you.
Yeah, B.A. Playing loose can help you and hurt you. They really need to tighten it up.
Tries to snap the cold streak.
Grant
Nice
Williams.
start for him. Sinking his first shot. Grant, starting your career in the 50s.
Oh,
You know, Actually, 90s. Back then, we'd see teams usually score in the 80s and 90s. What do you think of the current scoring?
Really, BA, the 50s? Wow. But it's crazy. I mean, back then, yes, every game was in the 80s and 90s. Now everyone that averages at least 100 points per game. So I think it's been an interesting evolution of the game. And, of course, the fans all love offense. And these players and teams today are providing just that.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Tatum.
A sloppy turnover. When you're not locked in, you pay the price.
Now here's Anthony. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. Here are the Celtics with the ball. It's a 5-point game. Left side White. It's Brown on the wing. Outside, Williams. Pass to Smart. Let's go with a 3. 5 on the clock. Tatum can't hit.
It's been that kind of quarter for him. The shot has just been unreliable.
Pass break. Here come the Celtics. Brown with it. Picked up by James. The kick to Tatum. The shot misses. Ooh, solid defense from Anthony. Double team on James. Going inside. Oh, and the jam by James.
Well, he seems ageless at times, guys. Somehow, some way, LeBron continues to rip off these insane sequences time and time again. Remarkable.
Here's Brown. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
Hey, the defense has no answer for Jaylen Brown. I mean, when he's dribbling the ball, his teammates know they're in good hands.
The drive by Westbrook. Oh, he nails that one. 3 for 4 now.
Carmelo Anthony showing you his passing skill there.
And Russell Westbrook on the move once again, this time to the Lakers. Now, what's interesting, I mean, he played so long for the OKC Thunder, and now on his 4th team in the past 4 years. But still, you can't deny the impact when he's on the floor.
Tries again. And James finishes it off. James got 6 in the quarter.
You know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Here's Brown. And the layup is good.
Brown extremely accomplished down low and worthy of respect as a result. Destroys whoever tries to guard him in the paint.
Offensive rebound. Howard. Nice D from Tatum.
Oh, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lay-in.
Pass to White. Now here's Smart. Puts up a 3. Howard grabs the miss. Anthony outside. Here's James. Good. And that basket makes him 8 for 14 for the game.
His efficiency has been a big factor in helping them capture this lead.
It's Williams, high post. Pass to White. Rebounded by the Lakers.
Boston foul. Grant Williams.
Now Los Angeles with it.
Substitution.
They lead by the biggest margin of the game at 9. Here's Bradley. There's the drive. And he dunks it down.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Lets it fly. Oh, nice shot by Brown. Brown's got 8 points.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Oh, stolen by Augustine. And the ball out of bounds. The Celtics will have it. And the Lakers making a change here. Here's Smart. Shot is good off the back rim and in. He's got 5.
I didn't see that coming. He sinks a pretty dicey shot.
Out to the right wing. Pass to Augustine. Ooh, rejected by Horford.
Horford relentless as a defender in good position. That shot never had a chance.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
There's just a lot of wide open lanes to the rim here. That'll drive your coach nuts.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Coming in the floor for your Lakers, Taylor Horton-Tucker.
And here's Smart. He's got 5. Pass to Williams. Outside Augustine. Here's Gabriel. Defended by Smart. They double him with White. Here's Horton-Tucker. 6 to shoot. Ooh, rejected by Horford. They've got numbers. And here's Brown for 3. He's locked in. Drains his 5th shot in as many attempts.
No misses for him yet in this quarter. Solid as a rock.
It's stolen by Smart. By himself. And the jam by Brown.
Marcus
Boy, there's a lot to like about the attitude of Brown. If he sees a fast break opportunity, he's taking full advantage of it in a heartbeat.
Here's Johnson. True on the 14-footer. And the Lakers lead by 4.
You know, the defense has to be better. I mean, you can't give up that look.
Smart outside. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Williams. Kick out to Brown. Goes back up. And the jam by Brown.
Hey, Brown is very serious about his scoring. I mean, he's got the green light to fire up from just about anywhere out there, and he takes full advantage of it.
It's Horton-Tucker with a drive. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Great work collapsing the defense, then kicking it out.
Pass to Brown. Takes a 3. And they'll get another chance. And Boston calls time here.
Adjustments are a part of every game, in every quarter of a game. I think Coach sees something here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Let's give them a big round of applause. Your Laker Girls Dance Team.
Here's Tatum. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. And it's Augustine off the drive. And stolen by Williams. Pass to Brown. Horford outside. Davis on the double team. The kick to Tatum. Gets the 3 ball to go. Tatum's got 5 now.
He's an accomplished outside shooter, and Tatum's confidence and shot selection, I think it's what makes him so deadly.
Here's Augustine. Boston with a rebound. Smart outside. Drives to the hoop. Horford for three. Kept alive by Boston. Back to Williams. Horford outside. Clock is at 3. Williams misses.
It's one thing to prevent the layup. It's another to do it without fouling. Just terrific defense.
Here's Augustine. He drops it from range. And the Lakers lead by 4.
And that quick trigger of Augustine, not giving the defense any chance to block the shot off the pass.
Back to Horford. Smart left side. From outside the arc. On target from range. 14 points for him.
Horford's three-point shooting has really developed. Been an impressive journey for him. He understands the value of being a big guy that can spread the floor by making threes.
Here's Davis. 16 points for him. And the lob disrupted. Not to be. And here's Brown for 3. And the Celtics another 3.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Outside Augustine. Down low. Pass to Davis. And it's good. 2 points. Davis has got 18 points in the game.
When Davis gets going like this, there's no way you can stop him, giving you his entire package right now.
Back to Brown. The shot no good. And Los Angeles the other way now. And here's Johnson. Horford covering. Here's Gabriel. Williams grabs the board.
And that's a low percentage shot, and I'm sure he knows it.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
You want to run your offense through him, a reliable scoring option.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
All right, BA, Russell Westbrook last season said titles won't define him. He said, quote, I grew up in the streets. I'm a champion. I don't have to be an NBA champion. My legacy isn't based on what I do on this court. It's what I do off the floor. How many people I'm able to impact and inspire.
Well, different perspective, Allie. Good stuff. Now the Lakers moving it up. Pass to Gabriel. The 3 is up. And another 3 for the Lakers.
Really good court awareness that time from Anthony Davis, seeing the floor and making the right decision.
And here's Brown. The 3. Oh, that was pure. He's got another one. Now 10 for 12.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
To the right side. Outside, Brown. Back to Horford. All alone. 4 on the clock. Outside Tatum. From outside, off the mark.
Yeah, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Pass to Davis. To the inside. Gabriel. Here's Brown. Soft touch off the glass. Brown's got 26 points. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stat. Boston.
Oh, their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking quite a few as well.
And the Celtics making a change here.
You know, in this 21st century version of the NBA, just being big is not enough. Davis personifies the evolution of the big guy. He's got game from everywhere on the floor.
Tatum draws the double. Out to Horford. And a miss there on the triple. The Lakers in the lead. And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
NBA, that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it.
Celtics substitution.
Pass to Gabriel. Anthony outside. He takes it in. And Anthony slams it in.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time. Rising up for the dunk.
Here's Brown. Out to Horford. This one for three. Rebound, the Lakers.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot most possessions.
Davis goes in. Offensive rebound. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take two from the free throw line.
You know, Davis almost forces defenders to foul him when he's on the drive because he's so long and agile off the dribble. DA and Anthony Davis, you got a big man who can give you 28 a game and contend for Defensive Player of the Year. Enough said.
Outside, Brown to stop the run. Clock at 6.
Lakers foul.
Well, I like the fact that the energy that Brown plays with makes him a guy that does a good job getting to the line.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
This is why you want ball movement and player movement.
And that's made it hard for the defense to key in on any one individual.
Double team on James. Three-pointer, Anthony. That one no good. And the Celtics going the other way now. And Davis standing 6'10" with a 7'6" wingspan. His sphere of influence, let's call it, is gigantic.
BA, I love that phrase, sphere of influence, and that's exactly what AD had. Multiple first-time all-defense selections, and rightfully so. This guy gets it done at both ends.
Wasting no time matching the slam with one of their own.
Showing some serious fight right there.
Well, I think that tells you a little something about them as a team, guys. I mean, they don't just want to beat you. They want to beat you down and beat you at your own game.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Pass to Howard. That falls. Nice feed that time from James.
LeBron James.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now White. Here's Pritchard. Westbrook with the rebound. So it's the Lakers now.
Celtics foul.
Leading by 5.
Grant Williams.
Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen. And the longevity of LeBron's greatness is unprecedented. The oldest starter in the league last season and still producing at an MVP level.
Pass to Williams. Back to Tatum. It's stolen by Howard. On the wing, Bradley. Now Howard. Williams defending. Westbrook outside. Back to Howard. Up again. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Westbrook's got 10 points in the game.
Well, you look at Westbrook's profile, and he has averaged double-digit rebounds in multiple years. Nothing new about that.
Here's Pritchard. 6 points for him. To the middle. Williams' shot is good. He has 6. And what's incredible for LeBron is not just how good he is at his age, but the mileage on the body grip.
So true, BA. I mean, just 3 players in NBA history have exceeded 60,000 minutes played, including the playoffs. That's Kareem, Karl Malone, and the one and only LeBron James.
8-time All-Star. Howard made the NBA All-First Team 5 straight years. one of the greatest centers this game has ever seen when you look at his record.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
If it's working, keep working. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
They need to run plays for him, get him more touches, whatever it takes to get him producing.
And now entering his late 30s, Howard has embraced a new role.
You know what? He's done a nice job, BA, of adjusting to what his body allows him to do now. Mentally, he's more comfortable and seems to be at peace. And he doesn't have to be the focal point anymore. He's fine being a spoke in the wheel.
Here's Tatum. Again, the Celtics good for 2 more. Westbrook outside. It goes again. His 6th basket in 7 tries.
Just by nature of his style, Westbrook is going to draw contact, so he's got to be strong enough and focused enough to play through it. And he is and does.
Tatum. Here's White. It's stolen by James. And then Westbrook slams it in.
Boy, that time Russell Westbrook going for the spectacular with a little extra pizzazz.
Out of bounds. Celtics ball as Boston keeps possession. It's stolen by James. Pass to Anthony. .58 seconds left in the 3rd. James, right side. No good that time. Tatum with some nice D. And the call will be against Jason Tatum. That's foul number 2 for him.
And the opposition is feasting on their turnovers. Until they clean that up, they're going to continue to get burned.
That's 11 points for the other team off turnovers. That's a real hard thing to overcome.
Back to Howard. The rebound, Celtics. Left side, White. Banked it in off the glass. White's got 7.
Boy, strong off the dribble is Derek White. He's also a solidly built 6'4". That allows him to play through contact.
James can't get it to go. And Boston calls time here.
They're sending guys to the charity stripe way more than they should be. You'd like to see better positioning defensively.
Both teams deciding to change it up. And Boston calls time here.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
Substitution for your Lakers.
Outside, Brown. Pass to Williams. And no good, trying to use the glass.
More often than not, he'll cash it in from that area. The defense might have done just enough to bother him.
And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double. With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store. Here's Smart. Brown with it. Pass to Horford. Back to Brown. Out to Horford. Inside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's blocked by Davis. And Williams punches it home. Great game for him. Double-double now. Tipped away. It's stolen by Smart. To the paint. It's stolen by Johnson. And it's Westbrook off the drive. Knocked away. Stolen by Davis. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
LeBron James. DJ Augustine.
Smart outside. Over to the left wing. Pass to Williams. And there's a 3-second violation. A few possessions into the fourth. Just over a minute played.
Boston foul.
And Marcus Smart picks up the foul. That's his third foul of the game. And the Lakers with possession here. They held a 12-point lead earlier. Out to Anthony. From deep. Tips it. Controls the rebound and the putback. James has got 10 points in just the second half.
Boy, that's just a strong play by LeBron, winning the rebound and sending it right back up.
Got it.
Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision excellent.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
What? You mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas. I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
The kick out to Williams. Smart outside. Back to Williams. Just 3 to shoot. Davis on the double team. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation. The Lakers in the lead. Now, here is James. Here's Augustine. The shot's good on the assist by James.
Yeah, and Augustine continues to get it done from deep. A consistent three-ball shooter who gets his shot up in a hurry.
Jason Tatum.
A strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
Smart for 3. That shot off the mark. And Los Angeles the other way now. Anthony outside. Inside. And slam dunked by James.
Superb timing by LeBron on that alley-oop.
And Tatum, here we go. Kick out to Brown. Back to Tatum. Pass to Williams. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul, too. And he'll go to the line. It's going to be on Anthony Davis. The free throw drops for Williams. And they've been careless with the ball tonight.
Yeah, it's a lack of focus and a lack of discipline. They're better than this.
Here's Augustine. It's stolen by Smart. And here's the fast break. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now. Pass to Williams. Yep, that one's good.
He's bringing a lot of energy to this offense, not letting the scoreboard discourage him right now.
Boy, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
They're doing some good work at the line this half.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
And here's James. Oh, he missed the layup. He had it with the pump fake. Horford with it, and Davis picks him up defensively. Horford draws the double. Outside Tatum. Back to Horford. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer, no good.
He continues to let it fly, but the makes have been few and far between.
Davis, that's good.
And I'll tell you what, AD is able to brush off those defenders with ease because of how strong he is. That's what they call weight room.
Out to Horford. Outside, Brown. Second chance effort. Yes, great play by Horford to set him up. Brown's got 32 points.
He's done everything he can to give them a lift tonight, but it hasn't been enough.
Left side, Tatum. Horford outside. From downtown.
You kind of wonder where his head's at. The shot selection hasn't been there, and of course that one was just crazy.
Here's Bradley. Back to Davis. Tatum with a steal. Outside, Williams. Pass to Brown. Horford outside. Here's the three. And that one's long.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
Left side, Tatum. Here's Williams.
Robert Williams.
And Williams punches it home.
They've still got work to do, but it's impressive how they've battled back.
I didn't think it was going to happen for them, quite honestly, but they finally turned it on, turned it up a little bit. Now they've got to come up with some stops.
Brown inside. Brown draws the double. And it's Horford with the three. And it's all knotted up.
Timeout, timeout. Finally starting to dial in from range. That's his second this half.
Time called here. Los Angeles decides to talk it over.
Things just aren't going their way. He clearly wants to talk it over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
The Lakers making a switch here. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel told the team earlier. With the game being this tight, each possession takes on a greater importance. He told his players, quote, be in the moment. If something doesn't go our way, don't dwell on it. Focus on the next play. Guys.
Thank you for that, Allie. Out to Horford. Right side, Brown. Smart for three. And again, Boston with the triple.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
It's Anthony on the take. And Anthony slams it in. Oh, this one has turned into an absolute nail-biter.
Yeah, at this point, you almost expect it to come down to the last possession.
Brown with it. Picked up by James. Horford for three. Offensive board. Tatum inside. Here's Williams. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum. Williams has got 22 points.
Yeah, he's been having his way this quarter, attacking the basket and protecting their lead.
Here's James. And slam dunk by James.
This game, another feather in LeBron's cap, and by now he's got a lot of feathers in a lot of caps. What a night.
Outside Tatum. Back to Smart. There's the triple. Rebound by the Lakers. They held a 12-point lead earlier. Here's Davis. Up and in on the layup. Now it's a three-point Los Angeles lead.
Davis, such a terror in the open court with his size and speed. That's a really lethal combination.
Here's Tatum on the take. And he can't get that one. And Los Angeles the other way now. Here's Howard. Finished off the break. And the Lakers lead by 5.
Dwight Howard wants to be the man during these possessions, and he's been able to come up in crucial spots.
Out to Horford. The 3 ball. Just 5 to shoot.
He's lost his concentration in the second half, and you can see that in the turnovers piling up. Before the break, he had just 1. Now he's got a bunch.
Now Los Angeles with it. And they're dialed in offensively.
Sure are. Staying in attack mode and at the same time playing under control.
For 3. Knocks down the long J. Brown's got 35.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Back to Bradley. James outside. Pass to Howard. To the inside. Davis. And Davis slams it home.
Anthony Davis showing you he's in control when the spotlight is on.
Horford for 3. LeBron with the rebound.
Every possession counts for them right now. That's not going to get it done.
The Lakers in the lead. Anthony outside. To the middle. It's stolen by Smart.
Yeah, tried to thread it inside, but just too much congestion.
And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And so Smart nails them both.
Yeah, they desperately needed those free throws, and he delivered. It's down to a 1-possession game.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Davis. .141 left to play in the 4th quarter. Pass to Brown. To tie it up. Rebound, Anthony Davis. The Lakers with the ball. 2-point game. And Davis slams it home.
Well, LeBron James is clearly a tremendously talented passer. When a guy is open, he'll get him the ball.
The open shot, Horford. Boy, clanks that one off the back iron and it falls. Horford's got 19 points.
Horford handling his business. That's why experience is so valuable. There was no doubt about who they were going to on that one. Of course not. LeBron coming through.
Back to Smart. Lets the 3 fly. It's stolen by James. Bradley. Great positioning on the putback. Now it's a 6-point Los Angeles lead.
Anthony Davis, clearly a team-first guy. He's got special talent, but he's not afraid to share the ball. Hey, and with Brown guys, it doesn't matter what point in the game it is. I mean, he's ready to shoot whenever he has the ball in a good spot.
Pass to James. James double team. On the clock. Brown with the steal.
And not a moment to lose on this possession.
Got to go right up with it and then foul immediately.
And Tatum, here we go. It's Smart on the wing. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Boy, he is an absolute load inside. When Horford is aggressive, the defense has problems.
And the second free throw, no good. Tough break there. Time called here. Los Angeles decides to talk it over. They're ahead by 3. There's 6 seconds left to play in the 4th. And that's an intentional foul.
getting a little desperate at this. The clock's the big factor.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. Clock management at this time of the game.
And the second of 2 is good. And that gives him a 4-point cushion. Tatum way outside. Missed it.
It energizes everybody when LeBron is locked in like this on the defensive end.